Hello, Diargos here. Welcome back to my Factorio series, the Manhattan Project. Well, alright, so we've got uranium-235 going. We have 10 or so of these centrifuges, but only, I think, 7 of them are currently running, not because I don't have enough 235, but because before I get these going as well, as you can see, I've got a lot of 235. I want to create a system that can get rid of all this excess 235 out of the centrifuge loop, right? This is the enrichment loop through the Covarex enrichment process. I want to get it out of that and into a requester chest for powering reactors, right? So right now I start with 40, I put 40 in, and it slowly grows over time because I'm getting 41 out of the 235, and you can see this is how many times this has been running, right? So it's been running a while, and it's going very quickly. I think this is less than 10 seconds per hit, and I've been doing some other things off camera and letting this run, so it's basically built up a backlog now, which is fine. But now is the time, I think, to set up a better system. Right now, this is just a simple loop. It's just going in a circle with one of the chests as a requester chest just to get the extra 238 in there, right? So let's run down here and set up a prototype and build that out, okay? Because it's going to require some circuit stuff. So we probably want to make sure that we have plenty of green wire and red wire if we don't already. You want the green wire also because it's probably going to require multiple wires on like the same object or something like that, and you don't want to necessarily cross your circuit if you want two different feeds going, right? It'll make more sense when we get there. Okay, so let's start with a centrifuge, and we'll put down a substation. And a substation like right there for now, and kind of just here. I don't want copper wires coming across it. That's what I'm gonna do with these little guys. Put a light there just in case. Okay. So we know we're doing the Covarex, right? So we're gonna get 235 out, 41 235 out, and we're gonna get 2 of the uranium-238 out. And so we want to actually deal with those separately, I think. So we can do 2 of the stack filter inserters so we can move these quickly. And we're going to, instead of putting it in the middle like we usually do with entities, we're going to put it on one of the sides, because if you want to do a loop back in, you kind of have to do it like this, right? So you can pass stuff into like a horseshoe. And if you're coming out of the middle, you know, if I come out of the middle like this and then pass that way and then I mean, like I can't. What am I gonna do here, right? Like I can't. It's kind of really hard to get it back in without some extra steps. So put it on the side and select it to filter for uranium-238 or 235, and then we'll do another one. And we'll do like the 235 at the top, I think. That's probably okay. So we'll do the 238 up here. I know I said that backwards. Okay. So 235 at the bottom, 238 at the top. And we'll have 2 of them come out. And then let's see. Do we even need a stack filter inserter for that? I mean, we could probably get away with just a filter inserter, and they take less power, right? So this one takes 52 kilowatts drain. Yeah, so you see we're saving some power. We're saving less than half power for the... Well, it doesn't say the drain. Well, anyway, the energy consumption is definitely half. So we're gonna swap this out with just a regular filter inserter, because there's only going to be 2 coming out, right? And we'll have plenty of time since they're moving 40 down here. And then this one can just be a regular old inserter since it's just moving 2. And then over here we want a requester chest because we want to request the 238. I'm not going to set it yet because I don't want the bots coming down here and messing with this. And then that will be 5 total gets moved every... we might want to change that into a stack. Oh no, this is going to be doing 3 now because they have an override, right? So, or they have a new stack max. We're going to override one of these down here to 1. So like if it comes out down here, so we're gonna use steel chest down here. 41 will come into this chest, and then we want to split these into 2 groups. This one is only going to grab 1. We don't want them to grab 3. We want them to grab 1 because 40 go to the right and 1 will go to the left, and that 1 will go toward a provider chest, right? But we don't want to put him directly into provider chest because he moves 1, bot takes it out instantly, and then he's like, and this one's still unloading. He's like, oh, I can move another one, and he moves another one, right? So we want like a little temporary staging area, holding area for that, and then he'll move. We're kind of curving around because you remember these have beacons around them. He'll have another inserter here to move him up that way, and we don't need to override this one. It doesn't matter. It's just this is the bottleneck here. That's fine. Okay, and we're gonna need to wire some of the logic up here, but the next thing before we do any wiring is we want, let's think, we want a stack inserter because it's going to be 40 now. 40 uranium-235 have to go this direction, and they're going to go into this chest, and then they'll be moved directly back up into the centrifuge to start the process over again. Okay. Okay, so if we do this right now, like say I just take 40 and I drop them in, right? Here's what happens. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so this is definitely going to be a provider chest, but I'm going to turn this temporarily into just a steel chest because, yeah, that bot just kind of interrupted our little experiment here. So here's 41. This is the exact amount we want, right? So I put 41 in there, and you can see that 4 actually went into the provider chest, and now only 37 made it back into the uranium, into the centrifuge, and that's not enough uranium to do the Covarex enrichment process. So now this is stalled out, and bots have flown off with our extra uranium, and that maybe got used up, and now we're back to square one. So we don't want that. What we have to do is stop this from getting more than 1, right? The reason why I got 4 is because if you take 41, and you run both of these at the same time, this one's taking 1, and for every one this one takes 12. So 12 times 4, 48. So it took 4, basically 4 movement, and it wasn't quite 48, because it's only 41, but it had enough time in there to do 4 grabs. Okay. So here's some logic that we want. First of all, we'll use with some red wire here. We want this guy, he should only ever run if this chest has 0, didn't finish that, equals 0. Let me just show you. 0 uranium-235, right? So we've overridden the stack size, and we say 0-235 only run. Now again, if I drop some in, it's not going to help because every time this guy moves him out, he just moves another one in, and it's still 3. So he basically got delayed 1 extra uranium-235 while this guy got to keep going. So it's still not good. We know that we want, let's see, we want this guy only to move when these chests are all, so what we want to do is we want this guy to not move until these chests are both 0, right? So we could hook these up directly, like, actually, since there's 2 of them, we'll use a decider, I think. You do like that. That way, so we'll have these 2 come up like that. Okay, let's try that. So we hook, we can kind of circuit these together a bit like this, I think. think that should work. Okay, so they're feeding into the decider, right? And it's reading the contents. And we say if the contents of the 235 equals 0, then we, from the top side now, so that prong comes down onto that inserter, and we actually have to have an output, right? So we'll use green for go. So now if both of these are 0, this will output a green flag with a value of 0, and we enable it if the green flag is equal to 1. It's not greater than 0. It is. I'm saying output a value of 1, right? So this should turn on when both of these are 0. So let's try that. Let's grab half. I put in 40. So now you can see that stopped. Okay, that worked pretty well, right? We got 40 back into the centrifuge and 1 over here. Okay, so is there anything else that we need to do for this? Maybe. This might, just because it worked this time doesn't mean this will always work. I know for a fact that that's true. You have to kind of think it through and observe it after you install it to make sure it works. Okay, so do we want any logic on this guy? Is good. We don't care about this guy. Here, let's do this. We got some beacons and some speed modules, so that's why I grabbed those. We can put some down right here and right here. Let's make sure this fits up here. Okay, and then we'll drop some in. We can actually test it out here and let it run. Okay, that was enough. So we'll dump a whole bunch of 238 in there, and then we'll put in 41 right here and just kind of see what happens. So this should take, I don't know how long it's going to take, probably like 15 seconds or less. All right. Here we go. You see, that's a problem. So that's why you test it out. So what happened was this, if I'm dropping them all at once, it worked. But if this one's moving in stacks of 12, it didn't work, right? It moved 5 over here actually, because that was empty. And, no, it already had 1 in there. So it moved 4 over. Yeah, it moved 4 over and not work. Okay, let me try that again, which is 12, and see. Let's see if it's the fact that it's just 12 for some reason. Yeah, that worked pretty well. Okay, I'm not sure why that didn't work. It has nothing to do with what's in this chest. Nothing's hooked up to that chest. So the fact that there was 1 in there didn't matter. Maybe it was because I added 12 and then 12 and then 12 again. That's probably what it was. So what happened, I'm guessing, was that it's fine if I drop it in manually because it's 1 insert, right? And then just ticks happen. But in between, like, these things running and getting moved, right? This is putting more into it, and it's kind of throwing everything off because this is reading for when this is equal to 0, right? Well, if this moves 12 here, and then in the next tick, this moves 1 and this moves 11 because there's only 12 there. Now this is 0. That makes sense. This chest is 0, and while this is holding 11, this chest is also 0, right? So this is enabled for those split seconds. Every time this moves, these two chests are empty. So what I need to do, I think, is also read the contents of these 2 inserters. And what you can do is you can do read hand contents, and we'll do to hold. So see, this signal is sent for only 1 tick. This signal is sent continuously as long as this signal is holding the item. So I wanna just not do, oops. I want it to hold, not just do a single quick pulse, right? As long as there's, basically this should not be enabled unless there's no uranium-235 anywhere between this chest, this inserter, this chest, and this inserter. I want it all the way moved out, and then this one gets to move, right? The other thing we need to do is this right now, since it's hooked up, is not going to run because it's now set for enable or disable because we hooked it up with red wire. So we want to change that to none. So it's all it's doing is just reading content. It's not waiting for a signal. So for both of those. Okay, so let's take that out because I just put 40 in directly. We'll let that run. And let's see if that helped at all. Okay, that went a lot better. Okay, I think that works. And that makes sense, right? So I think that we don't need to worry too much about this. As long as I can watch it run a couple times. Now I expect to see 2 in here. Yep. And you see it's still going because it's moving the 40 back into it. Okay. Okay, we're going to clean this up a little bit. I think I like the layout here. I just don't like the fact that this is going, you know, it'd be better if it kind of went in one. I don't like the backwards aesthetically, that's all. So that's 3. Okay. What's the easiest way to do this? And how do I want to look? I guess I just should pick up. Yeah. I didn't need to pick up that last one. And if there is some way to pick I don't know how you can do this, but like if I want to clear out the wire here, it doesn't work the same if you disconnect the wire from a power pole. Like I have to just pick them up. I don't know if there's a better way to do that. And you lose the wire, of course, when you do that. So all right, let's just hook this up. So from here, so it's reading it like, you know, like in a series, right? So it's saying, get the total number of uranium-235 that I'm getting from all of this, because it's all like reading at the same time. So hook from that chest to that, from that inserter to that chest, and from that chest to that inserter. I guess that I wish it went on the other side. Okay, I guess that's good. And we want to say read hand contents none. None, read hand contents. Oh yeah, and change it to hold. Okay. All right, so it didn't work because I was messing around with it. It broke itself. Now let's do this again. Just make sure it's right, and I'm gonna blueprint this, and I can copy and paste it up there. Okay. Okay, cool. So that seems to be working. Let's grab a blueprint of that. We want all of this. We don't care about that. Oh, you know what we should do? We should set this to 100, I guess is fine. Once whatever the default stack is. And we should change that to a provider chest. Okay. Try that again. Care about that. Okay, I think that's good. And we can, we'll leave this here for now, just for a moment, and make sure we can do this. I probably need to get rid of these lights, actually. Oh boy. Let's do the chest. Can't even get that off of me. didn't want it in me. Oh my goodness, come on, give me a break. I wish they would fix that. It's so annoying. Like, just because I put it in my hand, I wish that it wouldn't make an empty spot in the inventory. Okay. Grab you back. Okay, let's see. I have all these blueprints. I want to get rid of them. Makes no sense. Exporting empty blueprints makes no sense. Okay, I want to not have this. Nope. I know that there's a better way to do this than... Is there seriously no way to get rid of an empty one that's in your... So stupid. So I have to make something. Is there any way? Somebody please tell me if there's a way. So I have to make something like that, then go back in here and then destroy it. That's the only way that I've figured out so far. Okay, where is this thing? There it is. Yeah, that fits. Okay. Let's test it out there and right here. There was already some 235 in there. That's why it's like that. I should actually clear these out. So there's only 40 in there, right? That. So there goes that one. Still running. Pretty good. I think that's gonna do it. 9.5 seconds. Okay, so let's see. So why is this full? No. Okay, we'll make another quester chest up here, just so we have some extra space. We'll turn this into a provider chest. There we go. And then we can pick all this stuff up. I think the light can actually stay there, that corner light. Actually, I'm gonna figure out a better spot for that light. Lights. Wait, what is that? No, I don't want to do that. Picking up the concrete. Okay, pick you up. And I already cleaned some of the stuff up over here. Or just the beacons. I was grabbing the speed modules so we could do the tests faster. Okay, put you in there. I'll drop that in there as well. Okay, and let's finish. Really rename this something better. Let's do 235 and that kind of makes sense to me, I think. Okay, so hard to see anyway. Oh, they took up the concrete. Weird. So it selected the concrete instead of the light underneath it. That's brilliant. Brilliant, guys. All right. To reconcrete that. Pick these guys up. Come on. Jeez. Look, it did it there too. I only have like a billion logistics and construction bots. I don't know why they take so long to get over here. They pick the bots the farthest away, I guess. All right. Okay, I'm gonna end the episode here because this is taking forever to get these bots going. It's like herding cats. In the next episode, I'll probably have this filled back out. There's not much to really see. I'm gonna put some uranium back in here to start these up, and then we'll have 1 per second. And we'll start building on the reactors in the next episode. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.